I'm here to share what I read and did not read in October, and what I plan to read in November. First up, I completed Parable of the Sower, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as traumatic and as intense as it was. It did end off like kind of hopeful, leading into Parable of the Talents. I loved Octavia E. Butler's writing in this book. I ain't gonna lie, it reminded me so much of The Walking Dead. So I'm strongly convinced that Robert Kirkman was inspired by Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents to write The Walking Dead. I'm just saying. I just think so. I'm convinced, but I don't know if that's true. But you know, I believe it because Parable of the Sower was so anxiety inducing. It was traumatic. It was heavy. I decided to pick up With the Fire and High by Elizabeth Acevedo, partly because it was the second half of Latina American Heritage Month, and I enjoyed this a lot. It was very nice. It was lighthearted. It was inspiring. It was motivating. It was just a very honest and real depiction of family, of the realities of life, of motherhood, of teenage motherhood, of having support, community support, family support. It fell very much in the genre and the lane of movies like The Blind Side, or I guess like Sister Act, but not really like Sister Act. Sister Act is a little bit more jovial and comedic. This is light-hearted, but it's still to an extent kind of serious. But it has that nice inspiring wrap up, that nice inspiring ending. And it also kind of reminded me of Forever on Netflix, just kind of like the teenage romance and drama of it. Next up, I jumped into Parable of the Sower. I am currently in the middle of reading this. I am enjoying this. It's got some intense, traumatic, and like hardcore parts. A lot of talking about child like slavery. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, please God, do not let this happen in real life. Like, I see where it can happen in our current real life with what's going on, and I pray, like, baby, don't let this happen. Like, this is, at the end of the day, this book is a warning. These books, Parable of the Sower and Parable of the Talents, are warnings. We need to stop now. We need to change course. We need to divert. But I'm gonna continue reading this, see if Octavia E. Butler takes the story beyond just the area of the United States that it is in, and if we get to see the rest of the world outside of that. I wanted to read Skim by Mariko Tamaki with drawings by Jillian Tamaki. It's a very fall-coded book. I really wanted to read this for October. I felt like it would be perfect in October. There's like a little bit of witchery and witchcraft and Wiccan in here. So it would have been perfect for like October and Halloween spooky season. But I'm definitely going to read this for November because I wanted to finish this. I only reached like a portion, like a third in, maybe a quarter into the book, and I never actually finished it. So I have to finish it and read more Mariko Tamaki stories. And then after that, I definitely have to read Interview with the Vampire. I was supposed to read this for before Halloween, or at least start on Halloween. This will definitely be on the agenda. Finally watch the movie, and then finally start watching the series. And then after that, which this is something else I wanted to read for October and Halloween season, The Inevitability of by Neka Marie. I'm looking forward to reading this. I am definitely reading this in November. It is witchy. It seems dark, and it feels like it might give me a little bit of soap opera vibes because there's like family dynamics in here, I think, with like passing down your magical abilities or your like witchcraft abilities to the next generation. So I think there's like some family dynamics in there, kind of like how Blood Debts is. I've been longing to read a Viano Oniomoh book, like just pick one up and start reading it. And I started reading this a little bit, and it seems interesting. This would have been perfect for Halloween as well, because the beginning of it, there's kind of like somebody who's like a medium, clairvoyant kind of thing. They have like dead people, like deaf spirits, like knocking on their door, knocking on their consciousness, trying to get like assistance. So this is a perfect Halloween book. I will do my best to read this in November. I'm gonna try to read this. This is on the agenda for November. Blood, Flesh, and Magic by Viano Oniomoh. This is about 50-some pages. I looked at the table of contents. It feels like for these 50-some pages, it's gonna give me a little bit of soap opera energy. Like, I started reading the first few pages. I'm intrigued. I want to see what's gonna happen on the next few pages in that first chapter. And this one, I just read a little bit of it, Till the Last Beat of My Heart by Louangie Bou-Montes. I read the first few pages of this, and I I almost want to pick it up and start reading the rest of it right now. This like the first few pages intrigued me because I want to know more about the characters. I want to know what happened before what happened at the beginning of this book. And then looking at this cover, this adorable cover, I'm just like, I want to know, like, how are y'all gonna connect? How is the romance gonna build? I wanna gush over that. I wanna gush over the useful romance that I never ever got, and like being able to see book characters that were able to get that. I would love to read that and experience that vicariously through these characters. Additionally, I want to read Farsector by NK Jemisin with art by Jamal Campbell. It's colorful. It's probably gonna go up there on one of my favorite books because just the art style. It's looking like cyberpunk, like space noir. I will also do my best to read Skyward by Joe Henderson. This is super interesting. It's an anti-gravity world and everybody flies in this world, so I'm excited to see like how everybody's flying. What's the conflict gonna be in this story? Where can the story possibly go? Because homegirl here, I already know she ain't a superhero. Is it gonna be like slice of life stories in a anti-gravity world where everybody's flying? Like, what's that gonna be like? So November is a month of Movember, No Nut November, and NaNoWriMo. For November, I'm gonna not necessarily participate in NaNoWriMo, but I'm gonna do a little write-in because I'm not gonna be able to do that daily word count business, that 1,000 and some words, because I'm gonna be writing by hand, and I'm gonna be readjusting to writing by hand because I don't write by hand as regularly as I used to when I was younger. Everything is tap 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 tap, type in type in type in. So I just want to get back to like writing by hand and writing stories. Every day I gotta write a page or at least a little something right every day. I got a story percolating in the brain, so we gotta get that out.